Hey y'all, Doggone John here. It's good to hear from y'all. Hopefully you're doing well, your family's doing well. Appreciate you tuning in. Um, I just kind of wanted to make a real short video today. I'm not going to go over anything crazy. But yeah, grab yourself a drink, get comfortable, relax, come hang out with me for a little bit, right? So, to start off, I finished up a couple slips here. These are sod buster slips, I'm gonna call them, basically, or a similar size knife. I was just kind of like going through some of my designs that I did for my personal knives, and I really kind of like bulked up on the tools this time. I grabbed a couple of stamps, as you can see here, and a few other useful items, and this is kind of what showed up out of it. I was pretty pleased with this one right here. I'm a big fan of black though, so I'm a little partial, but I think it's a pretty cool slip myself. I wanted to show the natural veg tan leather through there, and the stamps just kind of looked pretty cool that way, where it let kind of some of the inner detail show by just kind of giving it a nice wipe with the dye. So I was really happy with how that turned out. And then this one here, I just did it with some natural oil to give it a little bit deeper of a color. And then I used some antiquing paste and just kind of filled in some of the grooves from the stamps in the back there too a little bit. So it's got like a rustic vibe. Yeah, so anyway, I posted these up on my shorts on YouTube here and on Instagram. So if that's something that you would be interested in, or you're looking for a slip, holler at me. Give me a shot in the DMs there, and we'll talk something out. But moving on to some other stuff, I wanted to show off a couple of my modern classics here a little bit more. So I haven't showed this off yet, but this is my Benchmade 940. I'm sure everybody probably knows about this knife. It's a modern day classic. It's gotten to like a cult status, honestly, with what it is. And after owning it for almost 6 months, I think it would be, maybe a little bit longer, I could see why. It's just such an iconic design. Very utilitarian. I'm not super crazy on this particular blade style with the serrations, because I don't have anything to really sharpen them up, but I suppose it has its uses. It's good for like that thicker stuff like rope, and I've used it to prune some smaller limbs on trees here and there. But as you can tell with this one here, it's seen some work, it's seen some duty, you know what I mean? It's gotten a lot of use. I didn't do all this use though. The guy I actually got this from, I traded a knife for it. He, I guess he had it. He was like a welder. I'm pretty sure that he put the hurt on it during his welding time, but he was just kind of looking for something new. I think I traded him a Tor Merchant, I believe. I tried the Tors, and I wasn't really big on it. Just had terrible action, but this thing, on the other hand, does not. It's a little bit tough. The pivot screw occasionally will get a little bit too loose where the thing is just about to fall out, and then on the other hand, if you tighten it too much, then it has pretty rough action. So it's kind of like in the middle of that phase, I guess, right now, since the last time I tightened it. But yeah, just give it a nice look around. The one thing I do really like about this is the black. I do kind of dig the black blade on there a little bit. I feel like it just kind of like matches the tones pretty well. I gave it a little bit of a touch up too with the thumb studs. The thumb studs that were on here were pretty wore out. They were like completely rubbed. They kind of look like the tip, color of the tip there. And I just wanted to bring a little bit more life into it. So I contacted Benchmade, and they actually sent me some new thumb studs and a new pocket clip. I didn't actually put the new clip on though, because I just thought that the wear on this matched the blade too well. I couldn't do it. I put the put the new clip on my Barrage 581 that I showed off in my other video, I think, a little bit ago. But yeah, so that's the 940. Such an interesting design, you know, that purple backspacer in there and stuff like that, and with the green, like, it just kind of makes me wonder what was going on with the designer's head, you know, with Warren Osborne. It's cool. Some people don't dig it much. You can always get a replacement though if you don't, you know, really like that, and put in like a I don't know, like a stainless or a gold. Some people I've seen do that, or brass, whatever. But yeah, great knife, great knife. And then you got my paramilitary 2 with some teeners. They're force teeners. That's the ones I was talking about. So try not to give me too hard of a time down in the comments. I know I deserve it, but just do me a solid if you can. Just leave me be a little bit, right? Anyway, it turned out pretty nice actually. It's not terrible. I stuck it in like a lemon, I think was how I did this. I mainly, it was like I said before in my other video, just trying to stop the corrosion that was happening so much with this. When it was just plain and like polished, it was a rust magnet. You couldn't keep it dry. No matter how much oil you put on there, it wouldn't work. But yeah, and I added these walnut scales that are on here. This was originally a Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive. It was the lava, red and black lava scales. They were carbon fiber, and I got really, I'm just like really carbon fibered out. I don't know if everybody's noticed this, but it's like a huge trend this day and age with the knives, to get fat carbon or just straight up regular carbon fiber or like mixed swirls. And I just can't get behind it. Not really big on like geometric kind of patterns or whatever you would want to call that. But so anyway, I opted to get some of these walnut scales off of Etsy. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, a little parched. All right, yeah. So, yeah, I grabbed these scales off Etsy, but they're just really kind of like thin and chintzy, a lot more than I thought. Walnut is a pretty hardy wood naturally, so I'm kind of questioning the integrity of this, whether it was just another style, or another style of wood, and they just stained it the walnut color, or what the deal was. But it's starting to crack in certain places there. I'm pretty sure there's a hairline fracture going through there. Anywhere where there's like screws, kind of like screwed, no pun intended, screwed it up. I might have tightened them a little bit too hard here and there. But like I dropped it there the other day and that split off. It's starting like a crack right through there, right through that four-way pivot, or four-way clip mount there. And then also what drives me nuts about this particular set of scales too is that little bit of proud, I guess you would call it, piece of the blade sticking through. Means they didn't really fit these two paramilitary very well when they were designing them. So these are probably going to be out the door at some point. I don't know which route I'm going to go with. Probably titanium, I'm thinking. Something a little bit more hardy. Or I wanted to do maybe brass, but then that would kind of clash with the hardware, obviously. So we'll see. We'll see, right? It's got that. I'm pretty sure this is a Lynch Northwest clip, and then it's like a blast furnace freaking heat treated, whatever you want to call it. I can't remember exactly what they call that, but it's just got like a nice burned metal finish to it almost. And it kind of matches the Teeners, so that's why I'm not super upset with it, you know. Anyway, yeah, I got to thinking about these two today, though, because I was carrying my 940 all day. And I was thinking to myself that these have become such a cult classic in the knife community. I was wondering myself what will come in the next 10 years or so, or 5 years, or 2 years. You know, what's going to be that next classic that everybody's raving about still and is always going to be a recommendation. I don't have a ton of like modern classics per se. These are probably my two main ones. There's a few that stuck around, and Probably won't go too far either, but I don't think nearly as cemented in as these two. So anyway, that's my rant today. I think my little discussion, my ramble. Thanks for coming to hang out with me for a minute. I wanted to put out just something like kind of quick and just share my thoughts, I guess. So thanks for dropping by and watching. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe, I would much appreciate that. And like I said, get me on my Instagram page if you're interested in one of those slips, or you have something different in mind. I can also kind of, go with the flow, do something custom for you also. So this is Doggone signing out.